Yo, top5rapwebsite.com. You already know what's going on. Another Friday live stream. Today we're going to be getting into this Drake and Kendrick spat beef diss. I think it's been a week since the Drake Push-Ups record dropped. And then we're also going to react to this new Nas and DJ Premier record. What is it called? Define My Name. I think it might be let me get my lighting correct. The lighting actually looks good right now. Like my lighting is offset. It's not directly on me, but I think it looks good. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, Define My Name, Nas, DJ Premier. I think we might have a collaboration album coming. So for all the old heads who hate the Hit Boy records, who's like, yo, Nas needs to do a record with DJ Premier or Alchemist or Pete Rock or something. Yo, y'all might have y'all wish coming true. I would love to hear a Nas and DJ Premier record. I would also love to hear more Nas and Hit Boy. But yo, that's what we're going to get into. So for those who may not have seen, let me pull up the official page, the Top 5 Rap website YouTube page. Share my screen here. Before we get into it, shout out to the chat, shout out to Zero, shout past the energy in the chat. Kendrick has to drop midnight, 2 a.m. He just got to. We're going to get into that. But for those who haven't seen, here is my reaction to Drake. Push-ups / drop and give me 50. Yo, Drake and his team actually did not monetize this video. So I could have actually monetized and put ads on this reaction. I could have got like a cool little $20 off of this reaction. Drake is usually very, like his team is very, like, bro, you can't even play like you can't even be in a store and videotaping yourself and have that one of Drake's records playing in the background on the store speakers. Even if it's faint background noise, they will copyright strike your video. So it's surprising that he didn't copyright strike this, right? Boom. I thought it was fire. Again, you watch my channel. You know I don't really react to Drake music. I'm not really a Drake fan, never been a Drake fan, but I gotta keep it real. I'm not gonna listen to some shit that's fire and pretend it's not fire because Kendrick been my favorite rapper since 2009, 2010. This Drake record I thought was very good. What did y'all think about it? I thought it was very good. I thought he did what he needed to do. It's a nice little jab. It's not a knockout punch, but it does what it needs to do. I thought Drake took a great angle on that Push-Ups record, basically saying, yo, Top Dog's basically jabbing at Kendrick in his relationship with Top Dog. Like, yo, because I've been saying, again, you watch my videos, you know my downfall of TDE video. And in this video, I was saying, like, yo, Top Dog has his artists in boot camp. It's like boot camp. These guys don't drop. They're scared to say anything. It's like boot camp. I said that. Then here comes Drake with a record saying, if Top say drop, you better drop and give me 50. Like a drill sergeant would say to you, drop and give me 50. So to me, Drake took the right angle here. If you watch this video, it's only 13, 14 minutes. I said J. Cole took the wrong angle. So I think Drake took the right angle. J. Cole took the wrong angle. So here's my J. Cole 7-minute drill reaction here. J. Cole tried to come at Kendrick like on some your albums aren't good type shit. Like nobody believes that. Even J. Cole fans don't believe that Kendrick albums are not good. Like Kendrick just drops weak albums. I mean, if you're just talking about Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, you may have a point. But no Kendrick fan really believes that. Or no Cole fans or Kendrick fan really believes that that Kendrick just has a bunch of weak albums. So I think Cole took the wrong angle. And I actually think Cole was smart to drop out of this. But I think Drake took the right angle. I think Cole was smart to drop out of this. And then we're gonna get into we're gonna talk about this for a second, and we're gonna get into the Nas shit. I don't think it's gonna be too long of a live stream tonight. But I said that last week, and we live streamed for like what? 2.5 hours. That was the longest live stream. And I started it off by saying this isn't gonna take long. But I think Cole was smart to get out of this completely, because even in my Might Delete Later album reaction, I said that, like, this is not really Cole's beef. Cole doesn't really have a beef with Kendrick. No one ever wanted to see Cole and Kendrick beef. We wanted to see a collaboration album. That's what we wanted to see. And when they do collaborate, I'm talking about Cole and Kendrick, and it's just Kendrick on the hook or something like that, like on Forbidden Fruit off of Born Sinner. We're like, yo, we want to hear y'all rap together. Like the narrative was never like, yo, we need to see Cole versus Kendrick. No, it was always we need to see Kendrick versus Drake or Cole versus Drake or both versus Drake. So this was never even really J. Cole's beef. If you listen to Kendrick's verse on Like That. Again, did a reaction to that one too. Kendrick doesn't really go at Cole like that. The bars are for Drake. For all your dogs getting buried, your best album is a light pack. Like, it's all towards Drake. It's really no Cole disses. So I think Cole was smart to back out, because I think it's going to get real personal. I think it's going to get real personal in this next round. You got Drake on this Push-Ups record. He says, I'll be with a bodyguard like Whitney. Obviously Whitney, they said Whitney Houston Bodyguard. They said it was a movie or something. I never actually fact-checked that. Whitney Bodyguard. Oh yeah, The Bodyguard. So obviously Whitney Houston, for those who are old enough, this is before my time. Whitney Houston has a movie romance thriller called The Bodyguard that she was starred in. But I'm getting all these niggas mixed up. Kendrick's wife is actually named Whitney Alford. I'll be with a bodyguard like Whitney. It's a double meaning. Some say, I don't know for sure, some say it's a double meaning. Maybe Drake has information that, the way Drake said it, it's like he has information that Kendrick's wife is sleeping with her bodyguard, which happens. It happens a lot more than you would think in entertainment. So if that's true, that's a sick double meaning. I'd be with a bodyguard like Whitney. So Cole was smart, I think, to drop out of this, because again, this is gonna get personal. Like, it's already Push-Ups. It's like, and then Drake in the song, he's like, "Yo, this ain't even everything I know. Do not wake me up. Don't wake the demon up. This ain't even everything I know." So it's a very light jab, and when you see the way Drake is kind of going at Kendrick, I don't know if I could pull up the exact his exact Instagram reel, because I don't really use Instagram, but he's kind of jabbing even in Instagram comics. Like, he wants Kendrick to respond now. Like, he's anxious. Like, Drake has another record lined up and he's anxious. He wants Kendrick to drop. He's taunting Kendrick on social media like, "Yo, these boys, they don't have another record. It's been 4 days, nigga. Where y'all at?" He didn't say that yet. But he's waiting. Because he has a record. He has some shit that he want to expose against Kendrick. So he's super anxious. Like, he's itching for a response. And I know y'all saw Drake and Rick Ross kind of going back and forth.
And no, Rose not trolling. I'm just saying, homie.
They've been going back and forth. I mean, they've been trolling each other so much that I don't even believe it's real beef anymore. Like, it kind of just seems like they're flirting at this point.
I'm sticking to the script. The car show June 1st. But look, if you was BG, a nigga that was on Cash Money, and you went and did a 15-year bid, which one you think BG should have came home to? Huh? Or is that too much to give a nigga that gave you his whole life? I'm just asking a question. That right there, I know Drake would have loved that like Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, Drake would have loved that like Millie Bobby Brown. I mean, that's another thing that you can go at Drake at. It was exposed, or I don't know even know if exposed is the right word. If it was revealed that he was texting Millie Bobby Brown when she was 14 years old and Drake was already well into his 30s, sure. But they've been just going back and forth so much. It almost seems like they're flirting, like I said. I don't know. So I have been taking a look at what people have been saying about this Drake and Kendrick back and forth. Again, Kendrick is one of my top 5 rappers of all time. My favorites, one of my top 5 favorites. We went over my top 5 favorites in last week's live stream. I think I said it was Kendrick, Lupe, Jay-Z, Nas, and Tupac. So Kendrick and Lupe are in there. And so Kendrick is in my top 5. Drake is not. Drake is not even in my top 20. I don't listen to Drake's music like that. He has some albums I like. And this is how I know I'm not a hater, right? Because, people call you a hater for anything nowadays. This is how I know I'm not a hater. When Drake drops music I like, I really like the music. Like, the first Drake music that I liked, well, the first Drake song, I would say, it's a song called Trust Issues. And he dropped this before Take Care came out. So this is the lead up to Take Care. You had Trust Issues. He reused a lot of the bars in Trust Issues for the song I'm on One. I'm on one, fuck it, I'm on. He reused like pretty much the entire Trust Issues song and put it as the hook for I'm on One. All I care about is money in a city and I'm from. I'm a civic. That whole thing, that's trust issues. He had a song with Rick Ross called Free Spirit. When he started dropping shit like that, I was like, yeah. This is what I like. Stay Scheming. I was like, hell yeah. Then when Take Care came out, I actually bought that album. There's a picture of me somewhere in the internet realm holding that album. Because my homies, I took a picture because my homies wouldn't believe it. Like, yo, nigga, you bought a Drake album? Just all the shit I talk. I was like, yo, again, even to this day, if it's fire, it's fire. I'm not going to pretend it's not fire. Hudson in the chat, he says, they don't have another record, but then also says Kendrick has a 4-year-old diss. They're doing too much. No, that's facts. Facts. Hudson, what it is Drake wants to get that response out of Kendrick. Drake has some shit that he wants to drop right now. And he could go back to back, but I don't think he for the second time. But I don't think he wants to release his nuclear bomb yet. I don't think he wants to put it all in one round. He wants to wait till Kendrick responds and then just hit him with a knockout punch, right? The way Kendrick could counter that is to anticipate what Drake's going to say, address it like it's the Eminem 8 Mile. You know, he addressed everything that he knew his opponent was going to say. Then he flipped the switch on him. So now when his opponent tries to expose him, it doesn't hit as hard. And it just hits flat. So if Kendrick is able to anticipate what Drake's going to say, I mean, it could be another Drake L. And Drake actually hasn't lost that many rap beefs. Like Drake kind of smoked Common. Drake definitely smoked Meek Mill. Who else he beef with? He beef with Common, Meek Mill. There's one I'm forgetting, but he took the L versus Pusha T. That's just a fact. Facts. But yeah, I wanted to go over just a few reactions that I saw on social media. Some are from, what I was saying this before, like Kendrick's one of my favorite artists, Drake is not. But I'm listening to this just as a fan of rap beef. If you've watched all 3, 4 series, how many series of beef is it? Beef, remember Beef 1, Beef 2, Beef 3? They go over the historic hip-hop rap beefs. Man, I used to love that shit. So I like the rap beef when it's just on wax records. Facts. Like, that's one of my favorite parts of hip-hop. So I think I can look at this pretty unbiased, even though Kendrick is my favorite and I don't like Drake. But I've been kind of seeing some of these reactions from Kendrick Lamar and Drake fans. So here's one. Drake is trying to bait Kendrick Lamar into a fast and sloppy response with his social media trolling. Kendrick is patient and meticulous. See Law Number 35 from Robert Greene. Robert Greene wrote the 48 Laws of Power. Shout out to Antoine in the chat. Hudson said, you think he waiting for the next one to break MJ record? Well, let me get through this first. So she's saying that Kendrick or Drake is trying to bait Kendrick into a sloppy and fast response. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think Drake is just so anxious to drop the information in the record that he already has. I think it's like when your parents, when you get like $100 when you're young, you're like 8, and you're just so like you want to do everything. You want to go to the store, you want to go to the ice cream truck. Like it's burning. Your parents will tell you like, yo, that money's burning a hole in your pocket. Like relax. I think that's Drake right now with whatever information he got, which is probably about Kendrick Lamar's wife. I don't think he's necessarily thinking that deep, like, yo, I'm trying to get Kendrick to drop something fast and sloppy, pause. I think he's trying to, I think he just wants to drop his record. He wants to drop again. And then she quotes, never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying betrays a lack of control over yourself. This is from 48 Laws of Power. I'm sure all of us have read that. I think this is almost giving Kendrick too much credit. I do think Kendrick is meticulous and patient. I mean, a nigga took 6-7 years between albums, but that's neither here nor there. That was Top Dog's doing. That was DDE's doing. But I think Kendrick is going to wait until, I think everyone pretty much knows it's going to be on the Heart Part 6. And when Kendrick drops the Heart, whether it's the Heart Part 2 on Overly Dedicated or the Heart Part 5, which was the lead up, it's always a lead up to his albums. It's always a lead up. The Heart Part 2 back in 2010 was the intro. It was the lead up to Overly Dedicated. That's how he does it. So the response is probably gonna be in the Heart Part 6, right? But I almost think this is kind of like a little dick ridey. What do y'all think? I think it's a little dick ridey. Am I the only one? Or am I being too hard on Kendrick? Pause. Can we stop saying Drake moves the same units as Michael Jackson? This is crazy. Streaming is different from millions of people lining up and spending money on an album. No, I agree.
Facts.
I agree, Antoine. That's going to skew a lot of, like, platinum today is not the same as platinum in 2000, in 1990, in 1980, 70, 60. Like, when Jay-Z went platinum, when his album dropped on the day of 9/11, when the plane struck the Twin Towers, that is, like, bro, that is insane. People didn't even want to leave their house, but hundreds of thousands of people still left the house to go to the store and buy your album. Like, people didn't even want to go to work. They didn't want to leave the house at all at that time. So, but when you just look at the Blueprint 1 by Jay-Z, and you see it's 1 or 2 times platinum, however many times platinum, it doesn't quantify that factor of, there's not many ways to fake physical album sales. Yeah, your label can go out and buy 50,000, 100,000 copies to just, get your numbers up. But I think we can all agree it's way easier to fake streams than it is for your label to spend $1 million to go buy 100,000 copies of your album or whatever. Hudson said they got Moss saying Doc going to drop an album in May, but nobody from Kendrick team has said anything. We're going to get into that right now. That's actually my next tab. So Kendrick Lamar will be releasing a new album in May, according to Maul. He said he might wait to respond to Drake on the album. So normally I would be like, these guys, I don't know, none of them are in Kendrick's team. We have to take what they say with a grain of salt. Normally I would say that. Take what they say with a grain of salt. But if you remember, a couple weeks ago, they had the Drake push-ups record before it dropped. Like, they were on their podcast, Rory and Mal, quoting Drake's push-up record. So they have some type of info. So let's hear what they got to say.
I really thought Kendrick would have replied by now.
I am hearing that he has an album coming in May.
It hasn't even really been. Has it been a week since push-ups came out? Drake just dropped it officially today. You thought he would respond by now? I mean, okay. It hasn't been that long.
I am hearing that he has an album coming in May. I see that being a smart move, and why not put the response on an album?
Oh,
true.
why?
Well, if you let Drake tell you,
Sales.
you know exactly why.
Kendrick would want to put that response on an album, or at least the lead up to the album, because Kendrick Lamar's last album did not track with his other albums. Like, I don't think Kendrick has ever gone anything except platinum, and I'm going to look this up, except for on his last album. I don't think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers went platinum. Yeah, it's gold right now. It'll go platinum. Like, if you're watching this in the future, it may be platinum at the time you're watching it, but it's been like, next month it'll be 2 years and it's not platinum. All the other albums, Damn, 3 times. To Pimp a Butterfly, platinum. Good Kid, Mad City 3 times. Section 80 is gold, but bro, that was some people say it's a mixtape. Section 80 almost, this is before Kendrick is like, he was popular, but he wasn't a superstar. He wasn't Grammy nominated. Section 80 still did 130,000 the first week. And this is before streaming. Keep that in mind. This is before streaming. Like streaming hadn't fully settled in. Like, I don't think Spotify started sending out like their invites to North America until like 2012, 2013 or something like that. Streaming wasn't ubiquitous. So Section 80 they sold physical copies and it was digital downloads, 130,000. So we were just talking about how Antoine mentioned, like, yo, you can't compare Michael Jackson selling 1 million to Drake selling 1 million. This is before streaming. This ain't streaming era. This sold 130,000. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, 177,000. They only did marginally better than Section 80 after Kendrick already going multi-platinum. So many Grammys he's won. He's a superstar in rap, and it's only did marginally better than Section 80. Think about that. Antoine said Mr. Around them Big Steppers was some trash.
Facts.
I don't think I don't think it was trash, but I don't think it was good. It's not something I would re-listen to, and it's not something I have re-listened to. I think I might have listened to that album twice. Once when I reacted to it, which is on my channel, and then the second time was when I was editing my reaction. I had to hear everything again because I'm editing the video. It just wasn't my cup of tea, right? So let me let them finish.
That he was just using this because he needed it?
I said if you let Drake tell it. They've been calling me a dick rider for like 12,
All right,
12
so
days out of song. I'm tired of riding dick. I'll let y'all tell it.
Where do you keep hearing about this album coming in May?
I just spoke to a little birdie.
What type of bird? Was it a butterfly?
I was a blue jay, I think.
Can butterflies be?
Oh,
A Blue Jay. So, Toronto Blue Jays, Maul is saying he might have heard it from Drake's team or something like that. I don't know.
wow.
In the unlikely hypothetical event that Kendrick does not reply, are we gonna move the goalposts for him like we have a lot in the past? Or is this boogeyman persona done? And the way we spoke about Cole, where all these braggadocious bars don't hit anymore, you've had so much time to prepare. Why is it Thursday, about to be Friday,
well, to be
and we
fair-
haven't gotten anything? Kendrick, we believe, has been planning this for quite some time. And now that you're saying he may have an album in May, this was probably his rollout and has been prepped for it. Why didn't you come the weekend that Drake's diss leak?
Yeah, so I think it would be smart for Kendrick to drop the diss either on the album, but the way I like Kendrick's albums, I like them to be thematically in sync, which Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was not. Damn was kind of. I mean, it's a backwards album. You play it back. Okay, there was some effort. There's really no effort in Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which is why part of the reason I don't like the album. All his other albums have a theme. I like Kendrick's album to have a theme. So for a Drake diss record to be in the middle of that album, I don't know if I want to hear that. But I would like to hear it on the Hard Part 6. I think that's any Kendrick fan, supporter, we are anticipating the Hard Part 6 to drop and for it to be a Drake diss, or have some Drake diss on there. But the way Drake done came at Kendrick, Kendrick has it. I think both camps know, or at least have a leak. Like there are moles in each camp that are feeding the other side what they're going to say. So I think Kendrick may have intel that Drake knows some shit that and Drake wants to get. That's why he's so trolling him. That's why he's trolling Kendrick so hard, because he wants to drop his record. So I think Kendrick pretty much knows the context of that diss that Drake may have. And I think the opposite, too, vice versa. I think Drake knows shit about what Kendrick wants to drop. If Kendrick had a record, somebody mentioned this in the chat earlier. If Kendrick had a record for 4 years, that means it was done in 2020 or 2019. If he had a record for 4 years, so he's a diss record on Drake that he's waiting to drop. And in that meantime, Drake done found some shit out about Kendrick Lamar's wife, or you gotta remember, Drake got completely exposed on the Adidon shit with Pusha T. His son got exposed. His porn star baby mom allegedly got exposed, and some more shit. So Drake is itching. He got embarrassed. I mean, he recovered. I mean, it's Drake. I mean, he's a megastar. But my shit's crooked. Oh, I mean. Little crooked. But Drake wants to do that to OCD. Drake wants to do that to somebody else. Drake wants to deal that same level of damage to somebody else. So I actually do think it's something about Kendrick's wives that Drake has. But Kendrick has to know this. So if Kendrick has a record from 4 years ago, that may not be relevant. What he said on that record may not be relevant to the new info that Drake and his team got. And Drake got a bunch of ghostwriters. So really it's unlimited bars. I mean, it's unlimited bars. In the chat, they said, he also said Kendrick AI song was real. I heard that AI Kendrick song. It sounded like Kendrick to me. But, I mean, with AI, you never know. Antoine said, Mr. Morales, I already read that one. I was still using LimeWire around Section 80 time. Yeah, LimeWire was still a thing. Media share, Z share, live links. Yo, it wasn't streaming. We were still downloading shit, and it was still iPods back then. It was still iPods. And Section 80 still damn near outsold Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. That's the crazy part. And they had to pull the album. Section 80, they had to pull this. They couldn't keep selling CDs because there's a song on there with an uncleared sample, The Spiteful Chant, featuring Schoolboy Q. And it still is lining up with Mr. Around the Big Steppers. Now, Mr. Around the Big Steppers is going to go platinum. It may take another year or 2 or 3. But the fact that they're so close, it's like, bruh, like, yeah. This is not bad album sales, but for Kendrick, this is a long way from 3 times platinum. That's all I'm saying. Mr. Morale has a concept and a theme. I just didn't like it. Yeah, I think it has a concept and a theme, but it's not. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, and I think I don't even think the concept is well thought out. I think it's just a bunch of songs that Kendrick had recorded. And after the fact, and I said this in my review, after they compiled those songs and figure out what songs they want on the album, they just make some shit up in terms of concept just to get people thinking. I don't know. There's like Kodak Black is literally randomly all over the album. And it's just not explainable. There's Baby Keem all over it. There's like My Auntie Is a Man Now song here. Then you got Rich Spirit here. Like none of this shit really makes sense, bro. I need a mixtape first that he's rapping on, then an album. I hear you, but Hudson, you know, I love mixtapes. I feel like Chance the Rapper. My only niggas still care about mixtapes. Y'all remember that song? Chance the Rapper and Lil Yachty, mixtape. Niggas don't drop mixtapes no more. I think that era will come back, but it's very rare to hear about anybody dropping a mixtape nowadays. I got K-Dot winning his battle. Drake fans delusional. They can't accept the fact Pusha T wiped them. Yeah, Drake fans do have an issue with the Pusha T thing. I think they acknowledge the loss because it's just undeniable. Like the amount of people that say Drake today, like they're in the minority. So I think they definitely feel the L. But then what they try to do is like, oh, Pusha T, he's a bum ass nigga. Like they try to attack Pusha T personally. Like, bro, it's an L. Just accept it. Drake can make up a whole lie about Kendrick and his wife, but the lie will be more entertaining than the truth either way. True, but what if it's the truth? What if it's the truth? Jay said he won a Grammy for that, right? How? Won a Grammy for, what are we talking about? Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers? Did this win a Grammy? Well, right now, Kendrick is just like the Grammy, like, sweetheart. You have one Best Rap Album, 8 nominations, including Album of the Year. I mean, this ain't the Kendrick album that should have won Grammy, but it depends who he went up against. The Kendrick album that should have won Grammy is Good Kid, Mad City. If y'all remember, that's the year Macklemore won. Y'all remember that Macklemore? If I remember correctly, the albums that Macklemore beat and that Grammys, he beat Jay-Z, Magna Carta, Holy Grail. He beat Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City. And he beat Drake, Nothing Was the Same. This nigga beat Jay-Z, Kendrick, and Drake. Fucking Macklemore. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Like, it was such a scam, Macklemore had to apologize. Like, as if he did something. He didn't do anything wrong, but he still apologized. Like, yo, this is wrong. So anyways. The new hotness is EPs. Mixtapes is 80s, 90s, 2000s. Yeah, EPs. I think mixtapes will come back though. If it's the truth, then it's raps. Yeah, if the Whitney thing is truth, I don't think it's raps, but it's Kendrick, like the disc you have for 4 years, it's not gonna work. Because now when you drop this 4-year-old disc record, Drake dropped the shit with actual factuals, if it's facts, about your wife. Bro, like you gotta negate that. You gotta change whatever you was meaning to drop that was 4 years old, if that's true. If it's true that he has a 4-year-old record, like, bro, you have to take that, put that to the side, and you have to create a legitimate response to what Drake is saying about your wife. I mean, and then when Drake tries to drop that record, you done took the steam out the record. Like, you got to address that shit, real or fake. But anyways, Drake and hip hop beefing. Now Nas and Primo, we're about to get to that. Reconnect. What a year for hip hop. I don't think it's a great year for hip hop. I think the beef has made it interesting, but the way I judge hip hop on a year by year basis is by the quality of albums. So I need Drake to drop some hot shit. The last Drake album I liked was Scorpion. And a lot of people didn't, including Drake fans, did not like that album. I liked Scorpion for the most part. So I don't think it's been a great year for hip hop because album-wise. The hip hop, the rap beefs, it's been interesting. You got the Meg, the Stallion shit, and Nicki. You had J. Cole jumped in the scene for a minute. You got the Drake and Kendrick. You got Drake Future, Drake Weekend. Cool. But let's get some great records out of it. Let's not just do the Rick Ross versus Drake thing where they're just tongue-in-cheek flirting on social media like with each other. Like, let's get some actual records out of it. Miss Morale got perfect score across the board from critics is crazy. This is why no one trusts the media as a whole anymore. Did Mr. Morale? There's no freaking way. See, I kind of forget this album even exists sometimes because it's not in my Kendrick rotation. Let's look on Metacritic. There's no way it got perfect scores. It got 85. 8.8 user score. So, so a lot of people liked it. No negative critic reviews out of the critics that they judged. But this is an album now that's bankrolled by Interscope. There's politics that go into that. But an 8.8 user score, usually the user score is more trustworthy because these are people who are not getting paid to listen to the album. 8.8 is higher than the critic score. So I guess those of us who don't like this album, we're in the minority. Scorpion was some trash. I like Scorpion. I like Blue Tint. Let me pull up Scorpion right quick. I like Blue Tint. What's the song where he was like, I feel like Joel Santana, leg hanging out the Fanta. 8 out of 10 is probably Drake's best song, period. Too Rich, this the Kanye West diss. Too rich for you, too rich for who, y'all just got rich again. Who grips the mic and like to kill their friends. This is the Kanye West diss. This is arguably one of Drake's best songs. I'm upset this shit was garbage. Talk Up, cool. Oh, Can't Take a Joke. Can't Take a Joke was fire. Mob Ties is decent. Nice for What? Fire. That's How You Feel. I remember liking this song. I need to re-listen to it though. In My Feelings, I was a huge hit. Where's Blue Tint? Am I getting my albums mixed up? I think I might be getting it mixed up with Views. I could have swore Blue Tint was on Scorpion. Yeah, Blue Tint right here. And look, you know what's crazy? Blue Tint has no features, right? Why is Future listed as a writer? This is how you know a Drake. Like I said earlier, Kendrick Lamar is at a disadvantage because Drake has a team of niggas that write for him, bro. Like everybody knows this. Like Drake can just sit back, send his writers to fucking writer boot camp for 2-3 days. They all present 1,000,000 bars, and Drake just picked the best shit from it. Future is a writer on this song. Usually people say, "Oh, you can't." This is how you know if someone is experienced listening to music. They'll look at the writers and be like, "Damn, look how many writers this song has." Not realizing the producers are also listed as writers. So regardless, this song still has a lot of writers. There's fucking 4 producers, but there's like 13 writers. But sometimes people who are not as experienced, they'll mistake, like they'll see produced by No ID, but they won't realize No ID is listed by his government name as a writer. Nevadius Wilburn is Future. Future did not produce on this song, and Future is not featured. Future is not featured. Say that 10 times fast. Future is a writer on this song, which means he wrote some parts or a whole verse. He wrote something on this bitch. I never knew that. I just learned that right now by looking at the credits. But overall, yes, I did like Scorpion. Hudson said that was a good year. Yeah, 2018 was a great year for hip hop, bro. Like the last great year. Fans who didn't like it didn't go rate it. No, true, Antoine. Yeah. I think some did, but yeah, like me, I didn't go rate that album on Metacritic. I didn't listen to it after the first time. So, hey, I mean, Antoine, that's true.
Facts.
I try not to even think about Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper. But we got two more. Let's look at two more before we get into this Nas and Primo. Shout out to the Needle Drop. Does he still follow me? Yeah, he still follows me. So if he didn't follow me, I was gonna say no shout out. I was gonna take my shout out back. But shout out to the Needle Drop. Why does Kendrick response need to be at this very moment? Like That came out a month ago, and it took Drake weeks to respond. That's true.
Facts.
Which I think he only felt emboldened to do because any response would have been better than what Cole did.
Facts.
It'll come out when it come out. Now, I agree with everything except this. Because this is the same shit when we were waiting for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers to come out, when it had been 5-6 years since Kendrick Lamar's last album, his previous album, which was Damn. This right here, this highlighted portion, this is what Kendrick, TDE, Dick Riders would say. Bro, it doesn't matter if it comes out in 5 years or in 25 years. It doesn't matter. It takes time. You'll get it when you get it. You're used to, it's the microwave era music. You're used to music every week. This is the bullshit they were saying. Dick riding. I don't think Fantano's dick riding, but I think I am hypersensitive to this excuse now. It'll come out when it come out. No, the shit needs to come out timely, bro. It has to come out in a timely manner. 5 years is not timely for an album. And if, let's say, Kendrick responds, is April 19th as of recording. Let's say he responds like in September to Drake. They're saying, oh, it comes out in September. It takes time. It comes out when it comes out. No, September is way too fucking late, bro. You lost. You lost the beef. It's September, bro. If Drake dropped his shit in April, you respond in September. No, it's not when it comes out, it'll come out. It has to be timely. I think it's fair to give Kendrick a month because it took Drake, 3 weeks to 4 weeks to respond? I think it's fair to give Kendrick a month. But no, it'll come out when it comes out. No, fuck that. If it comes out in fucking October, that's not okay. Niggas don't even care about that shit anymore around October. So I disagree with that part. All this I agree with though. I agree with that. And lastly, oh yeah, we can get to the Lupe shit. We get to Lupe shit right quick before we get to this Nas. Nah, bruh, it's the era of streaming. Who's trying to wait months on a response after no one cares and the hype dies down? Facts. Yeah, Anton, you speaking facts. Shout out to Shoba in the chat. The sad part, if the diss whack, the fans won't accept it because they hate Drake that much. And trust me, man, nobody has disliked Drake's music over the past 15 years than me. Bro, trust me, no one has disliked it more. But I'm calling this shit how it is. Push-Ups was fire. For what it was, it's a great record. It sounds great. It's the right angle. I'm going to call it fair. Facts. Hudson said Kendrick got until the end of May. Not true. And Hudson, you're giving Kendrick more leeway than I give him. I said it. We can give him a month because it took Drake 3 weeks to a month. You giving him like a month and 2 weeks. Okay, fair. Kendrick is in Drake's arena now, and it's on Drake terms. You better tread carefully. What makes you say that? What makes you say Kendrick is in Drake's arena and it's on Drake's terms? What makes you say that? I'm just curious. But yeah, the Lupe Fiasco shit, I said some shit that went viral. What is this? Did I want to see this? No, we already seen this. Not viral, but I had people talking, had people angry in my mentions. I said Lupe is talking about Kendrick yet again. It's time to retweet this. I posted this in 2020. This is during COVID. This is 4 years ago. And again, I have no bone to pick with any of these guys. I told y'all who my top 5 favorite rappers were. Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac, Kendrick, and Lupe. Lupe is in my top 5. Kendrick is in my top 5. There is no Kendrick Lamar album that I like more than Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor. None. That's facts.
Facts.
So I have no reason to be biased. But I did say Kendrick's presence historically has always, I said this in 2020, always made Lupe act very insecure online and uncomfortable. Ever since Kendrick came on the scene, Lupe has been jabbing him. They occupy similar fan bases, and I think it bothers Lupe to see Kendrick get praise in the area he once dominated.
Facts.
It's unnecessary. There's no reason for this.
Facts.
I'm going to just touch on this very lightly. Because Lupe came out again and started speaking. Lupe has an issue. He's just always speaking about Kendrick. He's like, Lupe Fiasco is stuck in like a circle. He speaks, he jabs at, and mind you, Kendrick has never said Lupe Fiasco's name ever. I said this on social media, and someone actually found one time where Kendrick did say Lupe Fiasco's name. Because I was saying, Kendrick has never said anything ever about Lupe. And then someone put up this lyric, which I credit them for, because this is an old ass song. Monster Freestyle from 2010. So I said, Lupe is always jabbing at Kendrick like every couple months, every couple years. It's weird because Kendrick never talks about Lupe. And then someone's Gotcha response was a song from 2010 before Kendrick was famous, where he said Lupe Fiasco's name. I'm going after Kanye, Lupe, Nas, Snoop Dogg, Andre 3000, Eminem, Busta Rhymes. It's not even a jab at Lupe. And notice how Kendrick does this. Like he'll drop a verse and try to shake shit up. He's been doing that, or trying to. This is putting Lupe amongst the legends. Kanye, this is not a diss at Lupe. I don't know why the person mentioned this, but Kendrick is mentioning Lupe amongst Kanye, Nas, Snoop Dogg, Andre 3000, Eminem, Busta Rhymes before people was even putting Lupe up there. Like this is a really a nod to Lupe. 2010, I think Lupe might have only had 2 albums out, Food and Liquor and The Cool. But Kendrick is putting him amongst Nas, Kanye, Snoop, Outkast, Eminem, Busta Rhymes. Like he's putting him amongst them before anybody was doing that. But anyway, I say all that to say Kendrick has never spoke about Lupe, never even said his name, except right here, I guess, where he's giving him props. Lupe, over the years, is always jabbing at Kendrick. Kendrick has never responded. Lupe has an issue with Kendrick, and like I said, he's stuck in a circle. Hudson said the first Control. Lupe wasn't mentioned on Control. Kendrick said that goes for Jermaine Cole, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electronica, Tyler McMillan. No Lupe. Lupe responded, but he wasn't mentioned. Lupe is stuck in a circle. He talks about Kendrick, so people ask him in interviews and on social media about what he said. And then Lupe counters by saying, y'all need to stop asking me about him. And then years later, he'll jab at Kendrick again. People will ask him about his jab. Then he'll be like, y'all keep asking me about Kendrick. Well, we're asking you about Kendrick because you jabbed at Kendrick. Then years later, he'll jab at Kendrick again. People will ask him about it in interviews and on social media. And then Lupe will angrily respond, why do y'all keep asking me about Kendrick? It's because you keep talking about this nigga who never talks about you. I mean, I guess except one time in 2010. Lupe Fiasco says Drake is a better rapper than Kendrick Lamar. Again, it's Lupe in 2024 with his foot in his mouth about Kendrick Lamar again. Again, these are 2 of my favorite rappers. I have no bone to pick with either of these guys.
Drake or Kendrick?
Drake.
Listen to this. Listen to how fast he responds. You can tell Lupe has an issue with Kendrick. The issue is, I'll say what the issue is after this. But listen to how he responds. Drake or nigga couldn't even say Drake. He said Drake or Drake. What?
Drake or Kendrick?
Drake.
Drake is a better rapper
Yeah.
than Kendrick. Do you like? Okay, so is it by a long shot?
Not really. Drake got bars, which you know.
Okay.
And you know that. So you know I ain't
Drake got writers, nigga. Lupe knows this, man.
capping when I say
For sure.
Right. So I would give it to Drake. I think Kendrick's a better technically skilled performer, but I don't think he's a better rapper.
Perform.
Yeah, that's a difference.
So okay, so you ain't
Kendrick not a better rapper than a nigga who got historically got ghostwriters. We just found another another song that was written by someone else. Just glancing at this, we very quickly discovered that Nevadius Wilburn, aka Future, wrote some of these, at least one of these songs. But I'm gonna let him finish. Get your shit
you
off.
never
Lou.
heard Kendrick and felt like he was one of the most
Like he was what? You cut
like
up,
he
bro.
was one of the most dangerous rappers.
No. The other one is like, hey, do you think Kendrick is a top tier dude? I'm like, I think he's a great performer. I think he's a great rapper. I think he makes great albums. I think he's a great conceptualist. I think he's a great mind. I think what he does for the culture is amazing. Like, I love him to death. I do not think that he's like this amazing lyricist, though.
He's this, he's the backhanded compliments. He's this, he's creative, he's this, he's that. Well, but he's not a better rapper than Drake. What?
Shut the fuck up!
What? Like I said, and I'll tell you what the issue that Lupe has with Kendrick. Then after that, we're going to get to the Nas and Primo record. I actually haven't heard the Nas and Primo record. It dropped last night, but I purposely didn't listen so I can hear a first reaction with you guys. The issue that Lupe has with Kendrick, and let me see if I can actually find my tweet about this. Lupe, and I say this, I've said this before. The first time that I actually felt seen in hip hop was when I listened to Lupe. It was like I'm listening to a smart motherfucker who's in the hood, but who's into shit like anime, and he's rapping about skateboarding, and he just has vastly different interests than what you hear from your typical hood street rapper. But he's from the hood. But he's not leaning into the hood aesthetic. He's dressing a little different than people. He's rapping definitely different, and his bars are layered. Like, you could really sit back and really think into his bars and catch new meanings every time you hear it. But at the same time, he's not corny. At the same time, he's not corny. So that was the first time, because that's how I felt in some ways I was similar. And that was the first time I ever heard a rapper that I actually related to, ever. The second time I felt that was with Kendrick. And it's because it's the same type of thing. Good kid in a mad city is basically what I'm describing. I'm not in this shit. I'm not doing the... If Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City is about a good kid in a bad city, I want y'all to go listen to YG's album, My Crazy Life. My Crazy Life is basically bad kid, bad city. Like, Kendrick is the good kid in the mad city watching all this crazy shit happen around him. YG is bad kid in a bad city. Like, he's the kid fucking around doing all the bad shit, and he's taking you on the journey of the shit they're doing. Meet the Flockers, all these types of records, right? I say that to say Kendrick and Lupe, they occupy very similar fan bases. Lupe was Kendrick before Kendrick. Like, he occupied that socially conscious but cool but very lyrical and can make hit records. Lupe has a bunch of hit records. Don't be fooled. Paris, Tokyo, Superstar, Show Goes On, Touch the Sky, where he was featured on Kanye West record, Touch the Sky. He has a lot of hit records. Kendrick came and occupied that same fan base. If you're a Lupe fan, there's no way you didn't turn into a Kendrick fan also. The thing about Lupe is, as Kendrick was coming up, which is like 2009 to 2012, Lupe was having issues with his label, Atlantic, trying to get the Lasers album out. And then when that album eventually came out, it was subpar. It was full of pop records. So as So that kind of stifled Lupe's growth. First, the shit with Atlantic was going on for, it felt like years. Kendrick is slowly rising and rising and rising. And then Lupe is like stagnant. He can't move. And Kendrick, so Lupe is seeing all of his people, they're going over to Kendrick. And then when Lupe finally drops, I believe 2011 was Lasers, people are not fucking with it. So they lean even more heavily into Kendrick. And then by the time Lupe is able to drop music outside of Atlantic, like Friend of the People and all that, Kendrick is entering his prime. So I think Lupe saw like his grip slip and Kendrick catch it though. And instead of being like, yo, I fuck with this guy, he took my torch when I couldn't do it, and he ran with it, which is how it started. Lupe was friendly with Kendrick until Kendrick became a megastar. He brought him out on stage and everything. Instead of being like that, I think Lupe is like bitter about it. That's why Lupe is always talking about Kendrick. And Kendrick has never said this nigga's name one time ever on a song. Well, he said it once on a song in 2010. But since he's been popular, he's never said his name ever. He's never even taken a jab at him. And then Lupe is always, like in 2026, we're going to see Lupe take another random jab at Kendrick. Like a part of me wants Kendrick to jab at Lupe on the Heart Part 6 or something, just so Lupe stops looking crazy. Because this is one of my favorite rappers of all time. But just so Lupe stops looking crazy, I kind of want Kendrick to jab at him a little bit, just so Lupe can substantiate all this hate that he has and bitterness that he has for Kendrick over these years. I'm in the chat. I'm gonna read the chat, then we're gonna get to this Nas and Primo joint. He said, yeah, them backhanded compliments. Facts. Facts. Yeah, he's great technically. He's a great conceptualist. He makes great albums. He's great. No, he's not better than Drake. No, period. I'm not going to even let you finish the question. Bro, what the hell is we talking about? I won't even trust Drake disses thinking he wrote them by himself, but I will accept them. I'll accept them too. But I think Kendrick got to go into this knowing that. If I'm Kendrick, bro, I'm pulling Daylight. Yo, Drake got a whole squad of writers. I'm pulling Daylight from battle raps. You about to, you know what I mean? You about to write some of this shit right quick. Facts. Absol too. I'm pulling my fucking lyricists together. We about to come up with some lyrical miracle bars for this nigga Drake. AZ's Finest said that YG album is a classic. Facts. And that YG album is directly inspired by Good Kid, Mad City. Even just in the structure. The way YG's telling his stories, the little interludes and cameos between songs, that album is a direct influence of Good Kid, Mad City. And so is Tory Lanez album, I Told You, but that's a whole different topic. Shoba said, Kendrick bought balance. True. Lupe was my favorite rapper at the time before Kendrick. Yeah, Hudson, yeah, facts. That's me too. Facts. Yo, me and you, Hudson, there's like hundreds of thousands of more kids who are like us. We fucked with Lupe, and then here comes Kendrick. And we liked both, but Lupe was stagnant because of his label issues. And then here comes Kendrick with the high power movement. Oh, and we got Kendrick, then we got Ab-Soul, we got Q, and then Lupe kind of just got lost in the shuffle. And by the time he was able to drop Food and Liquor 2 and all that, like it was already Kendrick's in his prime. Like it's not his fault he wasn't able to drop from 2009 to 2010 or whatever the years were due to Lasers and Atlantic. But it happened. But I think he's bitter about that still. Because I think he believes if he was allowed to drop, if he was allowed to be in the game at the time, there would be no Kendrick. I think a part of him believes that. Lupe just wants to battle somebody. B.O.B. can run him a quick fade. I also think Lupe just wants to battle. Like Lupe did Royce to 5'9" dirty. Like Royce to 5'9" wanted the actual fade after that Lupe diss record. What was that? I actually reacted to that way back when. The SLR 3.5. Yeah. Lupe did him dirty. Go watch this reaction. Of course, after this one. After this live stream's over. You think Lupe will beat Kendrick in a battle? If we're just talking lyrics, I think Lupe has a lot of pent up stuff he wants to say about Kendrick. So I think Lupe would get his shit off for real. I don't think Kendrick has any ill will towards Lupe. The only time he's mentioned Lupe was putting him amongst the legends when people weren't even talking about Lupe as one of the legends. Kendrick was putting him up there. So yeah, I think Lupe would win just because he has more ill feelings toward Kendrick than Kendrick has towards him. Shout out to Antoine in the chat, $4.99. I remember Lupe had people get up to sign a petition so he could release Lasers. Had he dropped Drogas, his career might have been different. Nah, true. There was like a whole protest. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Lupe Fiasco, Atlantic. There was a whole protest in New York City. Like, yo, as Lupe fans, we really rallied to get Lupe free and get this album out. And then when it dropped, it wasn't that great. It was pop records. Obviously, Lupe didn't want to make those records, but it was what it was. 200 diehard Lupe fans assembled outside Atlantic Records in Midtown Manhattan. Yeah, this is 2010. So this is like as Kendrick is getting on the scene. This is like Kendrick overly dedicated. In a year, Kendrick will drop Section 80. And in another year, he'll drop Good Kid, Mad City. So yeah, this literally tracks with Kendrick's rise. As Lupe is being stagnated and stalled, Kendrick is rising. See if we have a picture from that protest. Yeah, man. Can we enlarge this? There we go. Look at that. We was out there. We was in New York City. I wasn't there, but y'all was. New York City, we were protesting to get this album out. Had he dropped Drogas, his career might have been different. Yeah, Drogas Wave. If that was the album that Lasers was, if Lasers, the content was Drogas Wave, I think he might have been able to salvage it a bit. But I think he lost so much momentum with the Lasers and the protesting, and then Lasers drops. He had hit record on Lasers. He had Out of My Head featuring Trey Songz. That was on the radio. I'm pretty sure it charted in Billboard, but yeah, it wasn't. I think a lot of people checked out after that, especially because we had so many more great rappers on the scene, new rappers coming on from Nipsey, Freddie Gibbs, Kendrick, Wiz, Currency. Like it was just no reason to just continue checking for Lupe unless you really loved his music, like I did, and like I still do. Jay said, "Did I miss the reaction?" No, we're about to react to the Nas and Primo once I get through these chats. Is it one matter? Okay, facts. Drake needs to get Mickey Facts to write for him. Mickey Facts? What? Mickey Facts? I ain't heard that name in a minute. That's another blog era guy, Mickey Facts. A Lupe diss will feel like Joe Budden diss to Drake. No, I agree. So I'm glad you said that. Facts! Because I was going to say that, but I was like, nah. But yeah, Lupe dissing Kendrick will feel like, yeah, Joe Budden dissing Drake. Like where Joe Budden just had so much stuff to say. He dropped like 4 records in a row. Nobody listened to that shit. They might have listened to the first one, but nobody listened to all the other ones unless you was a real Joe Budden fan. Like we checked out after the first. You just have so much stuff to say about Drake. And then Drake responds to you in like 2 lines. Pump it up. She got a good head on her, so I'll pump it up. Boom, kill your ass. Like that's exactly what it will feel like. Facts. Though. It would just feel like a dude just venting about someone that he is bitter towards. Antoine says, "Superstar in Paris, Tokyo is how you make a pop song that's still dope, hip hop and lyricism." Facts. 2 of my favorite singles, 2 of my favorite Lupe songs. Paris, Tokyo for sure. Hudson said, "Lasers threw me off." Then the blog era came. Yeah, man. Lasers was during the blog era, but yeah, after all that commotion with the Lupe album and to get an album like Lasers, when you're expecting something more on the level of The Cool or Food and Liquor, it was very easy to just put Lupe to the side and to just focus on all these new rappers we have. AZ's finally says, "I was finna say, if you left sunny California to protest in New York, you're crazy." No, we ain't doing that. I was in solidarity online though. Yeah, I was in solidarity from some sunny Southern California, but nah. Lasers had that one song, The Show Goes On, but I never loved it like that. No, The Show Goes On was on Food and Liquor 2, if I'm not mistaken. See, a lot of people don't even remember Food and Liquor too. A lot of people a lot of people love Lupe's music, but you either don't remember or forget that he dropped Food and Liquor too. And the reason is because after Lasers, people just checked out. We just moved on. You see Food and Liquor too. I'm like 99% sure. Let's see. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Search discography. Yeah, Food and Liquor 2, 2012. Oh, it's not. It's not. So maybe it is on Lasers. Let's go to Lasers. Oh, you're right. You're right. My fault. Yeah. The Show Goes On is on Lasers. I don't remember that being on Lasers though, but you're right. The facts are here. And out of my head, I think The Show Goes On is one of his. Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? No, that's not even right. I was thinking of something else, but that's not even right.
Facts.
You're right. The Show Goes On is on Lasers. I think this is actually even one of Lupe's highest charting songs. I wasn't a huge fan of this song, but it's one of the better songs on Lasers. Now it's Lasers, now facts. Anton's right. I don't know what I'm talking about, y'all. Anton's right. Show Goes On was on Lasers. Let me see what else is on that album. Out of My Head, right? I Don't Want to Care Right Now. I actually, guilty pleasure. This is the best song on Lasers right here. And it's so good, but unfortunately, because it's on Lasers, no one will ever hear it. All Black Everything is a great song. Anton said, I do this, bro. Nah, facts, you solid. I'm not always right. Only like 99% time. But that 1%, if anybody gonna get me, it's gonna be Anton. But yeah, this is the best song on Lasers that nobody will hear because it's on Lasers. But this is like, if you made a Lupe's greatest hits, you would have to put All Black Everything in there. I'm Beaming. Remember the I'm Beaming remix with the All City Chess Club? Man, yo, this is an era for real. Shoba said, run the likes up. Facts. Run them likes up. We about to get to this Nas reaction right now. So Punch from TDE tweet at 7:08 tonight and said, allow me to introduce first Machiavelli to Don. Hysterical. So he's quoting a Tupac song. I think K-Dot bringing that hit 'em up energy. Well, what is hit 'em up energy? Is K-Dot hit 'em up energy? The reason why the energy was so crazy is because of how it started. I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Like, and that's why I don't. When people try to say the Drake push-ups diss was weak because he's talking about Kendrick's height and his shoe size, I'm like, bro, this is what battle rap is. Like on Ether, what is Nas saying? Yeah, Jay-Z, you got big ass lips. You look like the fucking camel on a cigarette carton. What is Tupac saying? Yeah, Biggie, you fat. Like sometimes the best diss is pointing out the obvious shit that everybody knows. Sometimes that's just one of the best ways. DJ Quick when he dissed MC8. EIHT, let me continue. Left out the G because the G ain't in you. Everybody knew MC8's name was misspelled. DJ Quick is pointing out the obvious. Like, bro, your name is misspelled. Sometimes that's the best diss. There's zero hit 'em up energy in this generation. Yeah, I would have to hear the song to be like, yo, this is hit 'em up energy. Hudson said I gotta go back and listen. I checked back in with Tetsuo in Youth. I know a lot of people love Tetsuo in Youth by Lupe, but it's I don't love that album. I don't love this album. I don't. I think people love it so much because it was the first great Lupe album since The Cool. Like there was Lasers, there was FNL2, which no one heard FNL2. I mean, you just saw me mistake a song. I said a song was on FNL2 that wasn't. So I even barely remember this shit. I think people love Tetsuo in Youth is because it was the first good Lupe album in like years. But I don't love that album, honestly. I do think it's good though. TDE really what 50 of that Kendrick diss. TDE really what 50 of that Kendrick diss? I'm sure. Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing no chats. Shout out to Anton for the super chat. We about to get into this Nas and Primo. I know a lot of y'all is here for this Nas and Primo. Again, I haven't heard this yet. I wanted to listen last night, but I wanted to have a fresh first reaction. Have y'all heard this yet? Is it good? Let me know. We about to get into it. Again, I don't know. I've never had copyright issues with Nas and Mass Appeal, but if the stream just drops mid-song, it's because they copyright me. They be on me tough, bro. On my dick. No Diddy. Pause. Well, if the stream just drops mid-song, it's because they copyright takedown. But this is the last thing we're going to do tonight anyways, so enjoy your Friday in that case. But if not, let's listen to this. Let's get it. Nas, Primo, Define My Name. Shout Mass Appeal. I don't own no copyright to this song. I don't own this song at all. I have no rights to this song. Fair use.
What defines my name?
Okay.
NAS.
Quote Nelmatic.
My name.
So what lyric is that? What defines my name? First it was nasty, but times have changed. Nowadays, what song is that? I'm an artist, but hardcore, my times for pain. Seen fiends shoot up and do lines of cocaine. Damn it, what song is that?
NAS. What defines my name?
There's Nas is like, obviously.
Existed forever means victory. Help a whole name means protector. Shorten it by 2 letters.
Yeah.
Without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott living in the bottle again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blonde who's a 10. Vape pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul. So fly, I can walk in any spot. Every box be soaking. From a time when weed was stronger. Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers.
But he said he's from a time from where weed was stronger. What's stronger than the weed they got today? Yo, that sour y'all was smoking on the East Coast back in the 90s is not stronger than the fucking shit they got today. Facts. I'm just being real with you.
Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid.
Yeah.
Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shock them like real bullets and prop guns. Creep with baddies and sequence dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision while I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
What defines my name? What defines my name?
Okay. Not my favorite Primo beat. I mean, Primo got a beat that he did for Bun B on the Trilogy album that I just think is just so bad. Not my favorite Primo beat, but I'm enjoying the cuts, the scratches.
NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the whiskey talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than by 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas would be.
Hey, tell that to Andre 3000. This nigga's act like because he's 42, he can't write a rap song at all. Tell that to Andre 3000, please.
Hard and loud. I leave them scared like when they hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-train, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape excited, leave the beat flame. It was Rod, Kane, Coogee, and Chris. Few names like Cool James, Face, Cube, and Rick. That was musically
This is just alright. This is just alright. This is just alright.
sick, successful and unnatural. I throw they songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced weed. Inhale fumes from a stove.
It's the beat. Nas is on point. It's the beat.
Over cook up, the show's booked up. I chose to take the world over. Look up.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS.
I think that's it.
What defines my name?
Hey yo, 30 years later, Illmatic was dropped. Yeah, man, what the fuck am I doing?
I was about to say, Primo about to spit a verse.
Hey yo, Preem, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats.
Alright,
30 years later, we back in the streets, we back in the lab.
alright then. Let's go, Nas.
It's time. It's album time. Yeah,
Tom.
it's time. Black is time.
He said it's album time. He said it's album time. He said it's album time. Yeah, let me find this before I say my thoughts. Again, that was just alright. That's just alright, man. I need more from Primo right there, man. I'm listening to it and I'm like, nah, Nas is sounding in form. He's sounding like he's supposed to. It's the beat, bro. The beat wasn't there. We need them rhymes over a different beat. Don't put that on the album. If y'all doing the album together, don't put that on the album. Keep the lyrics, change the beat. But that reminds me of this DJ Premier. This is the first DJ Premier beat that I heard, and I was disappointed.
R.I.P. Guru, Gangstar for life. Goddamn, Primo. Long time coming, baby.
And I mean, after listening to that Nas song, this beat sounds extravagant a little bit.
History in the making. It's going down. Talk to them. Niggas get to tucking shit. Trying to duck down wherever they can fucking get. They better ask them.
Yeah, I put this beat along with that Define My Name beat. Neither of these beats is up to Primo's par, bruh.
Before I have big truck pass the shotty and blast somebody, bitch.
Did y'all know that The Source gave this album 5 mics? Facts. Antoine, double check that for me. You up on me 1-0, right, in this live stream. But if I remember correctly, this album got 5 stars. 5 mics. So yeah, man. I need more from Primo on the beat. Cause Nas, he was doing what he was supposed to do. But the beat wasn't what it needed to be. If we're gonna get a full Nas and DJ Premier album, which is what it sounded like they were talking about, number one, I'm grateful I'll be grateful to have it in general. Let's start there in my FYBJ main voice. I'll be grateful to have it. Just these 2 legends, they're still alive, drop some shit. I'm grateful regardless. But I need more from Primo, man. I need more. If the other beats are kind of subpar, like this Define My Name beat, all you dudes who've been begging for Nas to stop working with Hit Boy, it's like a goddamn fly. How'd the fly get in here? All y'all dudes who have been waiting for Nas to work with Primo and stop working with Hit Boy, you're going to be begging. Like, Hit Boy's beats are better. Every beat on Magic 1 is better than the beat we just heard. Done. Coast to Coast. All them beats. Death Row East is better. Them Hit Boy beats is better than that Primo beat we just heard. Let me see this chat. Life is Good said this track won't be on the album. Hopefully. Hey, she's fine. It said Preem was about to spit a Tierra Whack verse. I think Preem is a little better than that. He been hanging around with Guru. He been hanging around with Nas. You know what I mean? Like, I think Preem got a little more skill than that. Beat ruined the bars. Facts. Oh, right. Vigo Von Doom, he went the next step. He said, this beat is trash. Discipline said, Nas is rapping. I need a little bit more from Preem. Facts. We've heard this beat 1,000 times, but Nas killed it. Yeah, I can't even remember what the beat sounded like. I just remember it was mid. Antoine said, I'm not gonna lie, the beat makes me nervous about a whole album produced by Premier. This hurts because he's been my favorite producer. Nas saved the song for me. High expectations, I guess. Yeah. If we just heard that song and nobody told us it was Primo, obviously you're going to hear the scratches, the record scratches, and you're going to automatically know it's Primo. But if we just heard a verse, no scratches, and we didn't hear who did the beat, people will be saying, or if we say, yo, Hit Boy did this beat, niggas will be shitting on it. Facts. Niggas will be shitting on it. Jay said, I like this song. I like the song too, but I need more, bro. Like, I need more from this. Zero said, it's all right. Don't go in with high expectations. Zero, I wish I would have read your chat before I listened to it. Life is Good said, this is a promo beat. Y'all, I hope this not on the album. I think it should be on the album because I thought Nas had good lyrics. But yo, you got to remix the joint. Put a new beat over it. Do a remix, man. Put something else over that, man. I can be honest, nobody wants this collab to be dope more than me. This beat makes me nervous for the album. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Again, I'm very excited for a potential Nas and Premier album, which sounds like that's what's coming. I'm going to buy the album. I'm buying the record, the CD. I'm buying the album. But yo, Let's get some better beats in here. I mean, blind Nas witnesses are acting like this beat is acceptable. They're blind Nas witnesses is crazy. I actually haven't seen people's, like, what's the reaction on social media to this track? I've muted Nas and Premier's name because I wanted to form my own opinion. I didn't want to be influenced. How are people responding to this record? I remember that they gave it 5 mics. Okay, Antoine, thank you. He fact checked me. They gave it 5 mics. Don't even have to look it up. I bought it because they gave it 5 mics. I listened to it because they gave it 5 mics. This is before I listened to any Bun B album ever. And I listened to this song. I listened to that Premier song because I'm like, okay, Premier? Okay, this is going to be the best song. Like, bro, this is the weakest Premier beat I ever heard until right now. You mean Premier or 90s heads gassing the production? I think some people, they have to, because they've shitted on Hit Boy so much, and it's just not me making this up. People have shitted on Hit Boy Nas collaboration so much that Nas addresses it in his collaborations with Hit Boy. Like, he has certain bars saying like, yo, you on my old shit, listen to my old album, I fuck with Hit Boy. Like, he's addressing it a little bit in his records. People have shitted on it so much that they kind of have to defend this because they listen to this and be like, yo, this ain't better than Thun. This ain't better than The King's Disease 1. It ain't better than none of them. This ain't better than nothing that they've done. But they got to defend it. Yo, this is real hip hop. Stop it.
Shut the fuck up.
I need that Primo that he produced on Ab Soul last album. Gotta rap. I don't remember that. I don't remember that one. Primo making Hit Boy look like Kanye West. The Hit Boy is a legend in his own right. Like, Hit Boy produced for Kanye West. Hit Boy did Niggas in Paris. Kanye West and Jay-Z. That's Hit Boy. The whole 6-album production. That's right. That's fact.
Facts.
If you peep, Nas didn't spit a swear word on this track. It's so pure. Yeah, I think I didn't peep that, by the way. So thanks for pointing that out. But yeah, I think Nas his lyrics are salvageable. He did his thing. But the beat's hurting this. Shout out to Antoine again in the chat. Super chat, $4.99. You're right. Bun B got 5 mics. I went out and bought it as soon as I saw the album in the source. It's more of a 4.5 mic album. I don't remember it being, in my opinion at least, a 4.5 mic. But I also don't remember the album like that. I just remember being very disappointed by Let 'Em Know, the song Let 'Em Know, which DJ Premier produced. I do remember listening to the album, but I don't remember the album. So I don't know if I wouldn't even rate it that high. For an album that I don't remember, I give it like 3 stars, maybe 2.5. I remember when they thought Preem did Wave Gods, they loved it. They found out Hit did it, then said it was mid.
Facts.
Hey, yo, the revisionist history is crazy. But they gotta defend this, right? You can't shit on Hit Boy and all the great things they've done. Acting like Japanese Soul Bar wasn't fire and all this. And then Nas finally come out with Primo. Yo, it's like sunk cost fallacy. You've put so much investment in a potential Nas and Premier collaboration that when it comes out, you gotta defend it. Hey, sucks to suck. This almost sounds like that beat from Understanding, Nas and Biz Markie. I think I actually was Understanding on the pre-Illmatic mixtape. I might be getting it confused with something else. Understanding. It might be on a demo tape before Illmatic. Yeah, I do remember this.
Black Child, which is the best.
And maybe same drums. I'll definitely buy a vinyl of the album, but I need the beats to be on par with Hit Boy. I need to be better than Hit Boy. I need the shit to be on par with what Primo is usually done. I wasn't the biggest Guru fan, RP Guru though. So I actually feel like a lot of Primo beats, this is gonna sound crazy, were wasted. It's Guru's monotonous flow, samey flow, same delivery. I actually feel like a lot of Premier beats were wasted. I need some of them beats you gave Guru. Get that shit to Nas. What the hell? And I know what I just said is like hip hop blasphemy, but I've just never been a huge fan of Guru like that. R.I.P. though. That man, salute to that man and his family though. Musically though, I wasn't a huge fan of his lyrics or his rapping style. Very monotonous, very like just plain, vanilla, samey. I actually feel like a lot of those Primo beats, like imagine if Nas got Mass Appeal in 1998 or whenever it came out. Like Nas on Mass Appeal, like come on. Are you declining a trash Primo beat if you're a new artist? I don't think new artists want to rap on Premier beats. But me, I'm taking the trash Primo beat, period, just because I want to work with a legend, period. But I don't even think new artists know who DJ Premier is, sadly. That's just where we are in hip-hop today. Now, the track is still fire. Nas is spitting like he owns his masters for Illmatic now. Yeah, Nas is spitting. I ain't going to deny that. It sounds like a bad beat Premier had for years and just said, yeah, let's use this. Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Facts.
Most artists really only go to Preem for scratches with the occasional placement. Honestly, Nas and Hit Boy gonna have to slide one more time after this. Yeah, at least one more time. We need, give us a break, a quick little break, and then come back. Then people are gonna start appreciating the Hit Boy. Hit Boy was cooking, man. Mr. Magic, Grover Washington sample, okay? Magic 3 sounds better every time I listen to it. I still might put Magic 2 over it. Call me crazy. I love Magic 2. I like Magic 1. I would go, if we're just ranking Magic and not King's Disease, I would go Magic 1, Magic 3, Magic 2. I like Magic 3. But Magic 1 is just different. It's fire. I could do without that A$AP Rocky verse, but it's not a deal breaker. I mean, I'll still listen to it when it comes on, but I could do without it. Nas needs to take some of the blame for taking his beat. If it's Primo, Primo is his elder, so he's probably not he's probably just, happy to work with his, is he his elder? I'm saying he's his elder. I don't know these niggas' age. Moment of Truth, still classic. Yeah, Gangstar got classic albums. Moment of Truth, The Owners. What was the other one? There's another one. Oh, let me see. I'm getting older. My memory is it's crashing. There's The Owners. There's Moment of Truth. Yeah, Step in the Arena, Daily Operation, Hard to Earn. Yeah, Hard to Earn. Yeah, this is my favorite right here. Hard to Earn. I'd rather have a Nas and Hit Lost Tapes. Facts. Everything Nas and Hit Boy did, I just need them to release it. I was just thinking that Nas on the Mass Appeal or Code of the Streets beat in 94 would have been crazy. That's what I'm saying. He gave it to Guru, though. Guru did his thing, though, but, it's not what I'm trying to hear, though. I still listen to it. Guru's not bad, but it's just, it's like when Madlib gives his beats to Wild Child or to Mad, M.E.D. It's like, bro, get that shit to Freddie Gibbs or something. You giving M.E.D. and Guilty Simpson your best beats. These niggas got one flow type of shit, brother. No offense. Sounds like Primo made that beat on the spot. Yo, facts.
Facts.
The first Magic was definitely the best of the trilogy. The first Magic was the best of all of them. No, why Zero? Primo older than Dirt. That's okay. Yeah, we respect our old legends. Hard to Earn. Yeah, Hard to Earn was my favorite. Yeah, Code of the Streets, Fire Beat. DWYCK. I'm not just another Guru bar I'm not a fan of. Lemonade was a popular drink and it still is. I get more props and stunts than Bruce Willis. It's not bars to me.
No bars.
It's not bars
Not
to
a bar.
me. Static Select had the best beat on the Lost Tapes too, if I remember. Yeah, Lost Tapes 2 was actually fire. A lot of Nipsey Hussle references on the Lost Tapes 2. Let me show y'all my Lost Tapes 2 review. Here we go. I reviewed and reacted to this whole album, Lost Tapes 2. I thought it was great. It was a lot of Nipsey Hussle references. I did a separate, smaller, 1.5-minute video showing all the Nipsey Hussle references on Lost Tapes 2. That's the thing Primo does cook up on the spot. He doesn't have a beat tape. You should revisit the beats on Group Home's album. Okay, yeah, definitely. Definitely could have given those beats to some bigger names. Y'all do need to listen to, let me see, Group Home. Sometimes I only remember the album covers, and I can remember the music based on the cover. and not necessarily the title. Let me see. Yeah, Living Proof. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I do remember this. I didn't listen to all of them, though. I don't think I've heard this one. Yeah, it's been a minute since I heard this. I probably haven't heard this album since like 08 or 09. I haven't even listened to any song off of it in so long. Yeah, that's a good idea. I actually should re-listen to this. It's only 49 minutes. Maybe I could do a reaction to it, react to the whole album. Suckers Need Bodyguard, Tons of Guns, right. Thing is, JFK to LAX. There's definitely a Nas Hit Boy Lost Tapes coming up. Look up This Ain't Love, But I Love It. That didn't make the first KD. Lemonade was a popular drink and it still is. Can't lie, I always thought that was hilarious. I've just always been just like, why did he say that, bro? Like, and why do people think it's a great line? I don't know. People think they note that as a classic Guru line. I'm like, am I missing something here? But yeah. Every time in the beginning of streams, I say, yo, I'm going to do this real quick. This is going to be real quick. The shit just goes on and on. So I'll leave it here. Salute to the chat. Thank y'all for joining. We got tons of content. Top 5 Rep website, YouTube. You watch my Nas shit. You can probably just search Nas and see all the Nas stuff I've done. Top 5 Nas versus Whack Rappers Disrespected Nas. Magic 3 review, reaction. Top 5 Nas albums. Oh, this is my Magic 1 vinyl reaction. I got the vinyl. Let Nas Down. The story of J. Cole's Let Nas Down. Nas's indirect Nipsey Hussle references on Lost Tapes 2. King's Disease 2 reaction, King's Disease 3 reaction, 21 Savage calls Nas irrelevant, Magic 1 review, Part 2, Top 5 Nas versus etc. Magic 2 review. Just go check it out. But for now, thank y'all for joining. There'll be new content on the YouTube this week. Just stay tuned. Turn the notifications on if you haven't already. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's this bell. Where's the bell? Oh, there used to be a bell. There used to be a bell. Just check the channel. Subscribe and you'll get my new videos. And of course, every Friday around 7 p.m. Pacific time, there's a live stream. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.